Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Mars Vaughan Barnsy. I hope everybody's doing okay. I just want to show you this particular mesa today. It's not going to be a particularly long video. Hooray, I hear everyone saying. It's just that there's so much data there sometimes, I don't have enough time to explain everything that I show you in each image, but this shouldn't be too long. It's just this particular, shall we say, mesa in inverted commas. Okay, here in not quite the center of the image, but it's more towards the south. But as you can see, it's very unusual looking, and I suppose it's no more unusual than all the other images I've shown you over the last 6 months. They all have a meaning, and I'm doing my best to try and decipher what we can see in each each image. And I don't think I'm far off the mark in what I've explained so far. It all seems to have meaning, and seems to be telling a story, and the belief system of the culture that lived here. For anyone just watching now, you must go back and see some of my other Cydonia videos, okay? Because what I'm going to show you today is just, again, just a small little piece of the evidence that these so-called mesas and landforms are not natural. Maybe when they were first formed, the culture that came along altered them, and I think they picked this particular area for several reasons. And I think one of the reasons was because there was plenty of maybe natural mesas here that they could alter, and they were close together, and they could tell the story that they wanted to tell. You've got to go back and have a look at my other Cydonia images to have a look and follow the story. It is coherent, and it does make sense when you look at these with an open mind. Okay, you've got to look at these with an open mind. It's not an impossibility that a civilization once lived here, and there's every indication from what I've seen that they were human beings, or at the very least human, mammalian. Okay, and had the same DNA as us. I don't know, it's the sorts of questions we've got to start asking now is, did ancient man, maybe a more advanced civilization, go to Mars, or did life start on Mars a little bit earlier? It's a slightly smaller planet, maybe a little bit older than the Earth, I'm not sure, and maybe life began a little tiny bit earlier than the Earth, and maybe life formed earlier, and intelligent life had a chance to develop a bit quicker than it did on Earth. And who knows? These are the type of questions. If my speculation is correct, and these are all sculptures, then obviously an advanced civilization did once live here. But I know what I believe, but I'll leave it to you to decide what you think. As long as you've got an open mind, and you must understand that it's not impossible. Okay. So, and the fact that this can be disproved, okay, which makes it scientifically plausible. Okay. But anyway, it's this particular unusual looking mesa that I want us to concentrate on today, because I love this particular mesa. It took me a couple of weeks to figure out what I think it actually portrays. But once I tell you, you should see straight away where I'm coming from. Okay, I just want to go to a slightly smaller image, because I think this one just shows it slightly clearer. Okay, because when I look at this image, I don't see a natural geological formation or mesa or butte or anything like that. I see something that has been artificially constructed. And exactly what I see here are the wings of a bird, okay? And I know that sounds crazy, like everything I've been pointing out sounds crazy, and even now, after all this time, I've been studying these for years, it's still like surreal. It's still hard for me to get my head around the fact that what I have been showing you are most probably artificially altered mesas and structures. Okay. But anyway, I think this portrays a symbolic, the symbolic wings of a bird. Yeah, and you can see like the serrated, the striations along here. There looks like as if there's some heavy erosion this side, and we can see some support structures within the wing here. Okay, these openings. It looks as if there's been quite a little bit of erosion. There's some erosion here. We can see maybe support structures there. There's an opening here. There's a lot going on. There's a structure here with like it's like it like comes out. It looks like an archway, you know, but it is a structure here, just there. But when I look at these, when I looked at this, I thought, well, okay, if it's bird wing, if it's the wings of a bird, which I do think that's what it is. Birds usually have a body. Where's the body? And it has got a body. It's got, in fact, it's got two. So if I just do a layer, and I'm going to attempt to pencil around it the best I can, okay, but I will show you better what I think's here, okay. But I think it's highly eroded, but what we can see here is the round head of a bird and the beak, yeah, and it comes along here, something like that. There's the eye. So it's something like an ibis bird or an ibis bird, IBIS, which were very there was the frequent in Egyptian waters, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it's called an ibis bird. Okay, and I think that's what that portrays, or something very similar to it. And here is, just above it, is another bird here. It's got like a tuft of, I'm presuming it's a feather, and then it comes round and there's the beak, and then it follows round the ibis bird there, and then is resting on the wing. Okay, so we've got the symbolic, there's the tie there, so we've got the symbolic bodies of two birds laying on the wing. Okay, we've got the ibis bird here in the very centre, and then we've got this bird here. Now, in Egyptian mythology, I'm pretty sure that the ibis bird was presented as a mythological bird called the Bennu bird, which was released from Bennu Island, which was the original mound of creation, and it was sent out. I can't remember, it was sent out to discover other people or other, you know, to see what life was outside the waters of chaos, or whatever it was called. Okay, so the ibis bird was represented as the Bennu bird, which we know from Greek mythology as the phoenix. Okay, and I have shown in other videos something akin to the phoenix a little bit earlier on in one of my other videos. Okay, because the phoenix represented immortality. Okay, and immortality and resurrection had a great meaning to these people, to this culture. Okay, so this most probably ties in with some of the other videos that I've done. The phoenix, the Bennu bird flying off to you know, to resurrection or to be reborn again. Okay, that's roughly something akin to what I'm showing you here now, because that's what I think this is a bird. It's not a natural formation, and there are two structures here. Okay, just let me come out of that. And what I've done, just to give you an idea of what I can see. That's what I see. Okay, I've gone over. I haven't followed it exactly here, guys. I've gone over it because my eyesight's not fantastic. But there's the wings there. There's the double archway, and there's the other part of the wing with maybe support structures sticking up or eroded. But that is the centre that I can see. That's what I can see there, with the rounded head, the eye, and the beak. Okay, the ibis bird, which was represented as the Bennu bird in Egyptian mythology. So we're still tied into the narrative that I was explaining. So just go back to that. So that was the ibis bird, and this shows the other birds on top of that, and that's roughly what I can see. So there's two sculptures into the rock of birds on top of the bit of this wing structure. All right, and also what I think this portrays is this. Okay, the sun disk, or the wing sun disk. Okay, that was prevalent in Egyptian and Sumerian culture. If you ever see any frescoes or carvings, you will recognize these straight away. Okay, I think the top one is Egyptian. This is Egyptian. This looks Egyptian. This one and this one looks Sumerian. I think this is Egyptian, and this one is definitely Sumerian. Okay, but I'm presuming that people are familiar with these particular pictographs. Okay, and I think what we've been looking at here is the equivalent of those pictographs. Okay, but only done in rock, and of an absolute massive gigantic scale. Yeah, I mean, this, just let me get rid of these here. I'll just expand that up a little bit. Okay, I'll just expand that out. Okay, this is the nearest analog, guys, that I could find to this, because like I've said before, everything I think we can see in Cydonia as it's most probably the original template for many of the myths on Earth in our ancient history. For whatever reason, there must have been some kind of physical contact between the Earth and Mars, if what I'm speculating is true. Okay, and this here, this very, very unusual mesa, if you want to call it a mesa, with the sculptured birds next to it. I think on the right hand side there's another sculptured bird as well, but you can just see like a vague outline or something, but it's that eroded that all you can see is the very faint outlines of something, but it may have been two birds opposite each other. Can you see that? And obviously it's eroded, so we see some structures coming through. There's loads going on in this image here. Loads. There's a little entranceway there. There's one there, and there's one here. Okay, but that, to me, on Mars, is possibly the original template for the sun, the winged sun discs that we can see here. These Egyptian ones and possibly the Sumerian ones. I hope you can see the similarity between them. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think there is a connection there. Okay, and that's basically all I've got to say about this particular mesa. I can't see too much more about it. I do think there's a connection and there is a similarity. I don't think that mesa is natural at all, and we can see multiple sculptures here, and the length of it is about 6 kilometers. That is roughly about 6 kilometers in length, so we're talking a absolutely massive structure. Okay, so this is like a peak here going along the top, and then we have like a ridge going down. Okay, guys. Okay, I hope you can see where we're coming from, where I'm coming from, and I hope you can see where the similarity is. Okay then, guys, thanks very much for watching, and look out for my next video. See you soon. Bye bye.